All right, welcome back, everybody. My name's Andrew, and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. So, there was actually a cool breeze in the air this morning. It felt amazing. Gave us that first little taste of fall. Although the sun's out and it's kind of already going away. But it was so cool, I decided to make a fire. No, not really. So people are always asking me, I get this question a lot. Well, how come every time you start a video, no matter where you're at, there's always a fire burning in the background? Well, the answer's simple. We're trashy people. We got a lot of trash to burn. No, but honestly, I have an Amazon addiction. Honestly, I do. And I have so many boxes, I don't know what to do with them. I guess I need to start composting the cardboard and everything else. I need to see if it's safe. But honestly, I got a lot of boxes in. We live way out in the country, so guess what? It is much cheaper for me to order parts in for the house, electrical supplies, everything else, than it is to drive hour and a half round trip to a big town to pick all this stuff up. So I thought I'd answer that. So today, house electrical, we're gonna get back at it. I've got some commitments this afternoon. I've been telling y'all video after video. Videos are sporadic here lately. We've got so much going on. It seems like every day I have to break away to do something here lately. So we're gonna go out there, spend a few hours on the house, just start pulling electrical, knock out some of the stuff that y'all caught, and try to check a few more things off the list. I don't know what all we're gonna get into. Let's go get to work. I feel naked without my tractor. I don't know what to do. Normally I just come in here and pick my tools up with the bucket, go to the house. Now I have to figure out a whole new routine. I need my tractor back. All right, so I decided to change the bathroom vanity light box out from plastic to metal because, keep in mind, this box has to support the full light weight. And over the years, I don't want those super thin plastic boxes to wear out, droop, or sag. So I figured I'd go ahead and change this one out to metal and put blocking in there. I just chose a standard height that was recommended online. And I'm gonna do a metal knockout, run a wire over to this now with one of those clamps. I'll show you that since that's required for these metal type boxes. And I'll have to put a grounding screw in later. Anytime you use a metal box, if I'm reading this correctly, you've got to ground the box itself out as well. I also left the box sticking out from the wall about 3/8 of an inch. That way when you put 1/2 inch sheetrock over there, it's just recessed inside, but gives the guys a little lip to kind of route it around. All right, so I just went with a standard Brome bathroom fan, and I'm sorry, I know it is dark in here, but if you can see with the light, these holes that are right here, they have different measurements stamped. 1¼ inch, 5/8, all the way down to 1/2 inch. That's for the thickness of sheetrock that you're gonna put on your ceiling. So what I'm doing is using this hole right here to line up on the bottom edge of the floor joist. That lets me know it's accommodating for that 5/8 inch stick out right here for 5/8 inch sheetrock. I'd imagine it's probably recessed just a little. I want to be critical about this because this has a snap-on cover that goes on the outside of the sheetrock. So I want to make sure I get the proper stick out recommended by them before I screw this vent fan in so my cover fits properly. Also, I've struggled with where am I going to install this in the bathroom, and I decided the toilet was about dead center of the bathroom this way, plus it's a focal point if you're sitting on the toilet or it's something you look at in the room. So I line the fan up directly with the toilet. Now, most people are going to say, hey, you either need this over the shower for moisture or you need this over the toilet for smells, but honestly, no more powerful than these fans are. Somewhere centrally located in the room should be just fine for removing odors and some moisture out of the shower. All right, so in this bathroom, I put a large enough switch box to accommodate the light on the vent fan, the vent fan itself, because I'm gonna run 3-way wire up there to where I can control. Sometimes you just want the bathroom light on, but you don't want the vent fan on, don't want all the noise. Then a vanity light, then I'm gonna do a dimmable LED shower light. All right, so I say we can actually mark the bathroom off of our electrical list, other than come back like grounding the wires, things like that, stripping the ends, but everything is nailed, should be to code. Yes, some stuff has service loops, some does not. I have been kind of back and forth and forgetting a lot of that, but it's wired and ready to go. Bathroom vent fans in where I think that we want it. I've got see 14-3 wire run up here, so I can run a light that'll mount to the bottom or the fan or both. So that'll be a nice feature. But I want to take just a moment and kind of educate you on something I was just educated on, something I've been thinking about for a while. So let's talk about bathroom fans right here and how we're going to run it. You can see the exhaust is going to come out this direction. We're just going to plumb it straight up through the floor because we are actually going to tie it into part of the HVAC system. Now, I'm sure some of y'all just went, huh? What the heck is this fool talking about right here, tied into your HVAC system? Well, we're going to have a full HVAC episode. We went with some very nice features. I already done spilled the beans on our live stream with some of this. So one of the things that we're going to add is called an ERV, an energy recovery ventilator. So what this device does, it actually pulls in air from the house. It pulls in air from the outside through a specialized media material that's on the inside. So it's got air that crosses through this way and exits the house, air that comes in from outside and is brought into the house. And it's actually very common, I'm learning, to tie your bathroom vent fans into an ERV. Because, let's think about something. Say if you're in there taking a shower for, I don't know, 3 days like my wife does. She's gonna kill me for saying that. What are you doing when that bathroom vent fan's running? You're pumping your already paid for expensive conditioned air out of your house and dumping it outside through a vent. So here's the other thing. This leaky house that everybody talks about, that they say is a good thing that I personally can't stand. Well, think about it. If you're exiting air out of your house anywhere from 50 to 75 to 100 cubic feet a minute is what these fans are pulling now. That's a lot of air. It's got to come in from somewhere. Say it's Florida, 95, 100 degrees outside. You've got this leaky house that everybody's told you is all the rage these days. Well, as you're exiting, you're already paid for expensive conditioned air, you're pulling in hot air from outside through that leaky house. So you're literally throwing money out the window is the way I look at it. So by us tying into this energy recovery ventilator, it's got specialized media inside that will transfer humidity in and out at certain times of year, which is critical for as well as we're going to insulate this house. But it also does like a 70-something% efficiency exchange on temperature. So if it's bringing in hot air from outside and you're pumping cool air out from inside that you already paid for, it does a transfer inside and actually cools down that incoming air and does like a 75% transfer. We're going with a pretty nice Honeywell unit that has a relatively high rating on transferring air temperatures and humidities. Certain times of year it'll exit humidity out of this house. Certain times of year it'll bring it in. We've got special controls and all going in for that. Again, we're going to have a whole episode on that. Also, something I'm highly concerned about, the one being in the bathroom with the shower, with all the hot condensation that comes out of a shower. Most people just run the cheap, flexible ductwork up and out. I'm really concerned about all that moisture and temperature change building up condensation in that pipe, sweating the pipe, and causing condensation in the roof, the attic, elsewhere. So I have purchased some heavily insulated 4-inch flex duct just for running that bathroom fan. And again, we're going to go over there and tie both bathroom fans into that ERV, so we're getting the most of our money for exiting air out of the house. Thought I would explain that real quick. We're going to get in much more detail on the HVAC episode. I'm excited about that one. The guy hasn't got over here yet. COVID, again, has hit this area very hard. He's really behind. We've already got a scheduled date here coming up in a couple weeks that they're going to come over and start doing the rough piping install. And we'll probably have an extremely detailed episode then explaining what we got. I'm over the sticker shock now, but I'm very excited about what we're getting. It's such a cool system, pun intended. All right, well, a relatively productive midday, we'll call it. There's still a lot of daylight left, but I have to knock off early for some commitments that I've made this afternoon. I've got a lot of other things to do. It's kind of the way it's been a lot here lately. Come out here and work on the house 3, 4, 5 hours, go knock out a bunch of things, go to do some visiting, go to get-togethers, things like that. Come out the next day, 3, 4, 5 hours, go mow grass. It's just the way it is. At least I'm getting something done. So a little more progress today. So this bathroom is officially done. Got our first vent fan in. Won't really go back over that. We've already did that, but everything's stapled. All the boxes are done. We're good to go. One thing I forgot to mention, you know, I talked about how I had originally set this up to do 2 switches, one for the light, one for the vent fan up here. Well, I decided, you know, a while back I was not going to do that in this bathroom. So I left a 3-way switch box here, and I was just going to do 1 switch that turned on the light and fan at the same exact time. The more I got to thinking about it, I kind of would like the option to run both. But I did not want to tear all this back out, tear all my wire back out, go buy a 4-gang box. Got to look in the line, I realized they make dual rocker switch combination light switches. Kind of a mouthful there, but it'll have a rocker switch up top, rocker switch down bottom. So where I have this 4 conductor wire run in, 1 switch, you know, one to turn on the fan, one to turn on the light, and we can have them both running. I wish I'd have known about that. I probably would have done a smaller, cleaner box in there, but I do like having the big box room for all the wiring. It's going to be kind of crammed in here, but I just looked inside. It said something like 26 individual 14 gauge wires I can do in here. Well, I'm nowhere near that right now. But I don't see how on earth you would get 26 in there. Oh my goodness. So this bathroom is done. I can't remember if I mentioned in any of the other episodes, but somebody brought up a while back, you need to do extra outlets. I actually have outlets behind the toilet in both bathrooms in case, you know, we ever need a bidet or something like that, or assistance down the road, since we're kind of setting everything up handicap accessible anyways there. So I thought I'd mention it. Got metal vanity boxes in both bathrooms now. So it should be really nice and sturdy for the light. Everything's wired up, stapled, ready to go. The only thing left to do in here is buy 1 more single gang box, wire that up. It won't take but just a couple minutes. This room is complete. So what y'all seen me doing just a little bit ago, wiring up smoke detectors. So I've run power into this one. So a 3 conductor wire in, a 4 conductor wire out, because I'm going to do hardwired and battery backup smoke detectors. So that line then goes into one that's inside the bedroom, and this is just like my electrical plan show now, which has been signed off by the building department. So I still got to come back out and daisy chain a wire over to this one. I forgot to do that, so they'll trigger. Got this one right here, run up through the ceiling into the upstairs. So through the wall here, I've got one up in the upper section of the roof, and then one in the attic. I thought that was a really good idea. Somebody brought that up a while back, since we'll have AC equipment up here and a fire could potentially start up here. Now I've been looking a lot into smoke detectors. Y'all brought up some really good points. Probably one for the attic. I'm gonna do what's called a heat rise or temperature rise smoke alarm. Basically it doesn't look at all the particulate in the air like the old cheap ones do that tend to go off a lot, but it looks on how quick temperature is rising up there. A lot of people say you got to be careful about that in the attic, but people keep forgetting this is a conditioned attic. I know a lot of people watch this, they're thinking traditional house. In a traditional house, you would have blown-in insulation or batten insulation all down here. I'd be up here walking on either boards you put over the roof trusses, or you'd be skipping from truss to truss. That means everything above the insulation is an unconditioned attic. It'd be 140 degrees up here in the heat of the summer, and it's hot up here right now. But because we're gonna spray foam the roof, anything below insulation, normal house would be below this level, us below up here is a conditioned space. This attic will only be a couple degrees warmer than the rest of the house. Eventually the walls are gonna reach a certain temperature, it's gonna radiate in here, and over a period of time, this room will be very close to the outside. I even talked with the AC guy, he even brought it up. We may even do air up here, an AC and return duct, because this is already factored in the load on the house. Whenever we did our efficiency form, everything on the roof was called conditioned space. That's the way they calculated it, because this is an actual load on the heating system because the insulation's above us. So I can easily pop a couple vents and a return duct up here, and I may do that, and I've got an air conditioned attic. It's already gonna be a set temperature, but then I'm moving stagnant air up here and keeping it fresh for anything that we store. Very easy to do, and something we may do once the you know, all the HVAC ductwork gets put in. But I wanted to bring that up. So I think that's why that style smoke detector is going to work perfectly fine up here, because this is always going to be a consistent temperature. Whatever the house is, plus a couple degrees, unless I actually plumb AC up there, then it should stay close to whatever the house is. So I thought I'd bring that up. All right, well, we're getting somewhere now. Pretty much everything down here is done with the exception of putting the panel in. We're going to get to that. And the attic still has to be wired. That's a decent sized job, but not horrible. I'm gonna have to go get another roll of 12 gauge wire, sadly. So it's looking like I'm gonna go well over 2,000 feet of wiring in this house to get everything done. Then the last big monster project. Come out here and wire these lights in that you're seeing everywhere. And we still have to install 8 light cans up here, junction boxes. Run wire to that. And we gotta run one wire out here to the middle to where we're gonna put a huge, like probably 10-foot outdoor rated fan. Our friends have those. Actually, they have an 8-footer, so we'll do an 8 or 10-foot, and it moves a ton of air. It actually will cover this space nicely. So still a decent amount of wiring to do on the porch. This is where that lift is going to absolutely save me. After that, only wiring that's left is what the AC guys are going to run. I got to do a generator plug outside, an outdoor outlet. I'm waiting to do all that once I get close to doing siding. I'm not going to do siding until the HVAC guys make multiple penetrations through the side of the house, because they're going to be some out the back wall, some out the side wall. All that's coming up very soon. We've already kind of got some dates for that. It'll be a couple more weeks. I've got some other stuff I can definitely knock out. We still got to do the attic flooring up there, double that up. So we've got plenty of work to do, no doubt. I'm already working with a window company on the custom windows up here. A lot of people have asked, have you went and got your windows yet? Every other window you see in the house, already have. I have them stashed right now. No problem. We were having such a window crunch a while back, it scared me to death. So I went ahead and bought those. So the last 2 windows we're working on right now. So we're getting there slowly but surely. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget, life's very busy for us right now. Videos will be somewhat sporadic for a little while longer. Catch you on the next video.